I'm going to take 5 minutes today to talk about chapter bylaws. This comes up pretty often with our existing chapters when you're asked to complete a recognition packet for your university. Very often you'll be asked for a constitution, and inevitably some member of your chapter will end up going nuts trying to create a constitution for your organization from scratch because that's what's being asked for. Today, I want to help you avoid that pain point and very quickly solve your problems when it comes to bylaws, recognition, constitutions, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we're going to go to teak.org. I'm going to look at two different things. Number one, here in the search box, I'm just going to type in Black Book. The Black Book of the Fraternity, which you can see here, is our constitution and bylaws. When you're asked for a constitution, this is the thing that you're looking for. This is the master document for the entire organization. So this is constitution and bylaws for the entire organization. Your local chapter will have bylaws that will supplement this and help TEAC operate on your campus. But when asked for a constitution, this book is the thing that you want to provide. Second thing we're going to do, we're going to click on the resources tab. And if you've not done this, I recommend it. There is something for everything in here. In your case, we're going to go to how to charter. So when we look at this page, the first thing that you're going to see is how to incorporate. This is something that our new groups need to do as they prepare to become a fully chartered chapter. And the first thing that you'll see in here is articles of incorporation. You don't want this when you're doing chapter bylaws, so just scroll down a bit, and you're going to come to a very good set of sample chapter bylaws. I recommend every year taking a look through your bylaws and updating them, just making sure everything that still works for you. Traditionally in TEAC, the bylaws are held by the Epiprytanis, or the vice president of the chapter. This was built into his job description before we could just go to teak.org and pick everything up for ourselves. He would actually carry around a physical copy of the bylaws and bring them to meetings. What you want to do with chapter bylaws is be fairly generic. What you're doing when you create a new set of bylaws is you're producing a document that might be in your chapter for the next decade. So you want members to be able to not be restricted by your bylaws. You want them to be empowered by your bylaws. You want to create, in a lot of ways, like a set of bumpers and a set of parameters that the chapter will operate within. So everything is covered here. And what I always do is start right from this document. Use this and update it and supplement it for your chapter. Chapter meetings, very second item here. This is a place where people go a little bit astray in bylaws. Regular meetings of a chapter shall be held in the chapter room or other designated location every blank of the regular school year at blank time. Don't include specific times. Don't include a specific room number here. Enable your chapter to be able to be flexible with meetings. If we've learned anything from the past few months, we know that our meetings might be moved online, our meetings might be moved to a different room, our meetings might be socially distanced. You want to provide people as much flexibility as possible. I was chapter advisor to a chapter that came to me and said, are we allowed to move a chapter meeting from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m.? And I said, yeah, of course. They felt that it was in the bylaws as 8 p.m., so it needed to be 8 p.m. Don't create any limitations for yourself that are pain points. Don't create any limitations for future generations that are pain points. This covers special meetings. This covers things like quorum, opening and closing of meetings, and it gives you a suggested order of business. If you find your chapter meetings are going for an hour or more, you want to take a look at this. Once you get into like the 2-hour meeting range, you're probably not using an order of business. So this will help keep you organized. It'll help solve a lot of problems around chapter meetings, and it'll probably increase your attendance because people won't end up in a chapter meeting all night long. The other thing in here is voting. chapter bylaws do want to cover how to vote on candidates for membership. They want to cover things like voting on officers. And you can see right here in the sample, it's one small section, one quick paragraph, and that's going to help you get this right. Elections are covered in here. Again, I recommend using this sample and working right from here because this is pretty well thought out. Attendance at chapter meetings. People inevitably try to come up with all sorts of penalties and incentives to be at chapter meetings. This one is really simple. If you have an unexcused absence and you're absent from 2 successive regular meetings without excuse, you lose your right to vote. And it is removed until you're reinstated by a simple majority of the vote of the chapter at the next regular meeting. If you're not there, you can't participate in chapter business, right? Super simple. You don't have to overcomplicate this. It will help your attendance. Attendance by alumni, attendance is permitted. They may join in discussion and debate, but they may not make a motion or vote. They are not active members. Officer and committee descriptions are all covered in this set of sample bylaws. Again, I highly recommend using this one because it is really, really good. It's going to cover most things, and you can add things that aren't in here. Duties, rights, and responsibilities of officers are covered. Chapter finance is covered. Things like suspension for non-payment are covered in the set of bylaws. If a member becomes delinquent, he shall be automatically suspended from chapter activities and shall have no privileges until he's satisfied his indebtedness. A lot of our chapters struggle with this one. This is really simple. It doesn't require any penalty fees or anything else that's going to put this member further in arrears. It simply says, if you're not current, you're not allowed to participate. Done. That will solve a lot of your financial problems. We go through expenditures, bills. We talk about membership. We talk about recruitment. And that's pretty much it. The final section is amendments to bylaws, how they're made. Proposed amendments to the bylaws shall be submitted in writing to the Epiprytanis. He'll post them up so the chapter can see them in the group chat, wherever you guys share your information. This actually says chapter bulletin board. And they'll be considered at the next meeting. Really simple. 2/3 vote to update your bylaws and to make an amendment. So I hope this is helpful to you. If you need more, if you have questions, you're free to reach out to me, reach out to your regional director, and we will absolutely help you get this right. But again, chapter bylaws, absolutely useful tool, something that will help you tremendously. So again, if you need anything else, please reach out, ask. We're here to help you.